Well, let me ask you something. When a war happens in some country far away, why does the United States often still come out stronger? Strange, right? You see, war is not just about guns and soldiers. It's also about money, power, and influence. And today, let's break this down very simply. Well, first thing you need to understand is this. The US is not always fighting wars directly. Sometimes it benefits even when others are fighting. How? Let's start with the biggest one. You see, weapons. The United States is the world's largest arms exporter. Companies like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon Technologies, and Boeing sell missiles, fighter jets, defense systems. And guess what? When tensions rise, countries rush to buy more weapons. According to data, the US controls around 35 to 40% of global arm exports. So when conflicts increase, demand increases. And that means more money flows into the US economy. Now think about this. If two countries are in conflict, they need weapons, support, intelligence. And often they turn to the US. So even if the US is not directly fighting, it is still involved economically. Well, second thing, energy. You see, many wars happens in the regions like the Middle East, and that region controls a big part of the world's oil. When war risk increases, oil prices go up. Now here is the twist. The US is now one of the world's top oil producers. So higher oil prices can benefit US energy companies. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Well, third, global power. When countries are unstable, they depend more on strong nations, and the US becomes the go-to power. For example, during conflicts, countries join US-led alliances like NATO for protection. This increases US influence across the world. More influence is equal to more control in global decisions. Now let's talk about money in other way. Well, fourth, the US dollar. You see, in times of war or uncertainty, investors get scared. And when they get scared, they move money into safe places. And the safest place in the world, the US dollar. That's why it's called a safe haven. So during global conflicts, money flows into the US economy. Now pause, think about this clearly. War in one place, but money moving into another place. That's power. But let's be honest, this is not a simple profit story. There are risks too, big risks. Well, wars can also hurt the US. If it gets directly involved, costs go very high. According to Brown University, post 9/11 wars cost the US over $8 trillion and thousands of lives. So it's not always a win. Also, public opinion matters. People don't like long wars. We saw this after Iraq and Afghanistan. Support drops, pressure increases, leaders lose popularity. So you see, it's like a double-edged sword. Now coming to today's situation, conflicts are rising in many regions. Middle East tensions, Ukraine war, global instability. And in all this, the US is playing a careful game, trying to stay powerful without getting trapped. So the real strategy is this, not full war, but controlled influence. Support here, pressure there, economic advantage everywhere. And the future? Well, the world is becoming more multipolar. Countries like China are rising. So the US cannot control everything like before. Which means this strategy is becoming more risky. So now the big question, is the US really benefiting or just managing chaos better than others? Well, you tell me, do you think wars secretly help powerful countries grow? Or do they eventually damage everyone? Comment your thoughts below. Because in geopolitics, what you see is not always the full story.